up on the court throne hall of King Lear, and we've got Kent and I don't know how to pronounce Gloucester.
Gloucester.
Oh fuck, shit.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
dare
It's
you
just
tell us how to
Yeah.
it's literally just Gloucester.
Gloucester. Yeah, these guys are earls, and so yeah, somebody take Kent, somebody take Gloucester.
I thought I thought the king preferred the Duke of Albany to the Duke of Cornwall.
It did always seem to us, but now in the division of the kingdom it appears not which of the dukes he values most, for our qualities are so weighed that curiosity and neither can make choice of either's moiety. Oh wait, are we going
I could
modern or
flip over.
original?
However you like. We can mix it up.
Just intersperse, why not?
Is
Yeah,
not
yeah, why
this
not?
your son, my lord?
His breeding, sir, hath been at my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am braced to it.
I cannot conceive you.
Sir, this young fellow's mother could, whereupon she grew round-wombed and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle ere she had a husband for her bed. Do you smell of fault?
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have, sir, a son by order of law some year older than this, who yet is no dear in my account. Though this knave came somewhat saucily to the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair. There was good sport at his making, and the whoreson must be acknowledged. Do you know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent, remember him hereafter as my honourable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you, and sue to know you better.
Sir, I shall study deserving.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. The king is coming.
Oh shit! I'm gonna be the king then. I'm the only one left. Attend the lords of France and Burgundy. Gloucester, is that his name? Gloucester.
Aye.
Gloucester. Attend.
Gloucester.
Gloucester. Attend to my friend Gloucester.
Cheers. I shall, my lord.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Give me the map there. Know that we have divided in three our kingdom, and 'tis our fast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring on them younger strengths while we unburdened crawl towards death. Our son of Cornwall, and you, no less loving son of Albany, we have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several dowers, that future strife may be prevented now. I'm very smart. The two great princes, France and Burgundy, great rivals to our youngest daughter's love, long in our court have made their amorous sojourn, and here are to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of charity, and cares of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I do love you more than words can wield the matter. Dearest than eyesight, space, and liberty, beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with grace and health, beauty, honor, as much a child ere loved or father found, a love that makes breath poor and speech unable, beyond all manner of so much I love you.
What shall Cordelia speak? Love and be silent.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and with champions riched, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady. To thine and Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife of Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of that self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Only she comes too short, that I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, which the most precious square of sense possesses. And I find I am alone felicitate in your dear highness's love.
Then, poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I'm sure my love's more ponderous than my tongue.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, and pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. But now, our joy, Although our last and least, to whose young live the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interested, what can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Oh, nothing, my lord.
Uh, Nothing?
Oh, nothing.
How?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less.
How, Cordelia? Mend your speech a little, lest you mar your fortunes.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honour you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all.
But goes thy heart with this?
Aye, good my lord.
So young and so untender.
So young, my lord, and true.
Let it be so. Thy truth then be thy dower, for by the sacred radiance of the sun, the mysteries of Hecate and the night, by all the operation of the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my parental care, propinquity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to my heart and me, hold thee from this forever. The barbarous Scythian, or he that makes his generation messes to gorge his appetite, shall to my bosom be as well neighbored, pitied, and relieved as thou, my sometime daughter.
Good my liege.
Peace, Kent. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most and thought to set my rest on her kind nursery. Hence and avoid my sight. So be my grave my peace, as here I give her father's heart from her. Call France, who stirs? Call Burgundy. Cornwall and Albany, with my 2 daughters' dowers, digest this third. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do invest you jointly with my power, preeminence, and large effects that troop with majesty. Ourself, by monthly course, with reservation of 100 knights, be you to be sustained, shall our abode make with you by due turns. Only shall we retain the name and all the additions to a king, the sway, revenue, execution of the rest, beloved son, it's not beloved, beloved, it's got an accent, be yours, which to confirm this coronet part between you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed, as my great patron thought on in my prayers.
The bow is bent and drawn, make from the shaft.
Let it fall rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. What wouldst thou do, old man? Thinkest thou that duty shall have to dread to speak, when power to flattery bows, to plainness honor's bound, when majesty falls to folly?
I have to look up what that, there's text there.
What?
Yes, when majesty falls to folly, reserve thy state, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee least, nor are those empty-hearted whose low sound reverbs no hollowness.
Kent, on thy life no more.
My life I have never held but as a pawn, to wage against thy enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being motive.
Out of my sight.
See better, Lear, and let me still remain, the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo.
Now by Apollo, king, thou swear'st thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal, miscreant! Dear sir, forbear.
Dear sir, forbear.
Do kill thy physician, and the fee bestow upon thy foul disease. Revoke thy gift, or whilst I can vent clamor from my throat, I'll tell thee thou dost evil.
Hear me, recreant. On thine allegiance hear me, that thou hast sought to make us break our vows, which we durst never yet, and with strained pride to come betwixt our sentence and our power, which nor our nature nor our place can bear, our potency made good, take thy reward. 5 days do we allot thee for provision to shield thee from diseases of the world, and on the 6th to turn thy hated back upon our kingdom. If on the next day following thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away! By Jupiter, this shall not be revoked.
Why, fare thee well, king. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom lives hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkest and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kent, O princes, bids you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country new.
Get the fuck out of here, Kent.
Here's France and Burgundy, my noble lord.
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What in the least will you require in present dower with her, or cease your quest of love? It's gonna be Burgundy. He only shows up in the scene, he never shows up again.
Oh yeah, has anyone else got weird footnotes which are sort of blanking out pages in white? Or
Yeah, this Hanny Joker.
What?
yeah.
Sorry?
So in the PDF I downloaded, the top of Act 1, scene 1, page 9 is all blanked out with a white box. And when you hover over it, it gives a note that says Hanny 7/16/2011.
Oh, that's weird.
Kind
You
of
might
like
be
that.
able
That
to
box.
move it.
Well,
I was able to move a white note away from my thing, but I might have a different PDF viewer than you.
if you're having trouble viewing it, I'm also streaming it.
I'll definitely look over there too. All right, Burgundy.
He only shows up
I'll
in this
be
one
Burgundy.
scene. He's a chump.
Most royal majesty, I crave no more than hath your highness offered, nor will you tender less.
Right, noble Burgundy, when she was dear to us, we did hold her so, but now her price is fallen. Sir, there she stands. If aught within that little seeming substance, or all of it with our displeasure pieced and nothing more, may fitly like your grace, she's there, and she is yours.
I know no answer.
Sir, will you, with those infirmities she owes, unfriended, new adopted to our hate, dowered with our curse, and strangered with our oath, take her or leave her?
Pardon me, royal sir. Election makes not up in such conditions.
Then leave her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. For you, great king, I would not from your love make such a stray to match you where I hate. Therefore I beseech you to avert your liking a more worthier way than on a wretch whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge hers.
This is most strange, that she, that even but now is your best object, the argument of your praise, balm of your edge, most best, most dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous to dismantle so many foes of feather. Sure, her offense must be of such unnatural degree that monsters, it or your forward affection fall into taint, which to believe of her must be a faith that reason without miracle could never plant in me. This is very anachronistic.
I love it. I love it.
I've heard that the French love the English doing French accents.
It's true. They
love
absolutely
it.
adore it.
Hmm,
Okay. Oh shit, Cordelia.
yeah.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I want that glib and oily art to speak in purpose not, since that I well intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no vicious blot, murder, or foulness, no unchaste action or dishonoured step, that hath deprived me of your grace and favour, but even for want of that for which I am richer, a still soliciting eye and such a tongue, as I am glad I have not, though not to have it hath lost me in your liking.
Go to, go to. Better thou hadst not been born than not pleased me better.
Is it no more but this, a tardiness in nature which often leaves the histories unspoke, that it intends to do? My lord of Burgundy, what say you to the lady? Love's not love when it is mingled with regards that stands aloof from l'entire point. Will you have her? She is herself a dowry.
Royal King, give but that portion which you yourself proposed. And here I take Cordelia by the hand, Duchess of Burgundy.
Nothing. I have sworn. I am firm.
I am sorry then. You have so lost a father that you must lose a husband.
Peace be with Burgundy. Since that respects and fortunes are his love, I shall not be his wife. Fairest Cordelia, that art most rich being poor, most choice forsaken, and most love despise. See and thy virtues here I seize upon. Be it lawful, I take up what's cast away. Gods, 'tis strange that from their coldest neglect my love should kindle to inflamed respect. Thy direless daughter, king, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours, and our fair France. Not all the dukes of waterish Burgundy can buy this unprized precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia, though unkind. Thou losest here a better where to find.
Thou hast her, France. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall we ever see that face of hers again. Therefore be gone without our grace, our love, our benison. Come, noble Burgundy.
Maintenant, bid farewell to your sisters. Enchanté.
Cordelia, right after.
Oh shit, sorry. The jewels of our father with washed eyes, Cordelia leaves you. I know you what you are, and like a sister am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Love well our father, to your professed bosoms I commit him, but yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe us not us our duty.
Let your study be content your lord, who has received you at fortune's alms. You have obedience scanted, and well are worth the want that you have wanted.
Time shall unfold what plighted cunning hides, who covers faults at last with shame derides. Well, may you prosper. Come, come, my fair Cordelia, maintenant.
Doo-doo-doo. Sister, it is not a little I have to Sister, it is not a little I have to say of what you most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
That's most certain. And with you, next month with us.
You see how full of changes his age is. The observation we have made of it hath not been a little. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off appears too grossly.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, yet he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
The best and soundest of his time hath been but rash. Then must we look from his age to receive not alone the imperfections of long and grafted condition, but therewithal the unruly waywardness that infirm and choleric years bring with them.
Such unconstant starts are we like to have from him as this of Ken's banishment.
There is further compliment of leave taking between France and him. Pray you, let's sit together. If our father carry authority with such dispositions as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think on it.
We must do something, and it and if he
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lack of a brother? Why, bastard? Wherefore base? My dimensions are as well compact. My mind is generous, and my shape is true as honest madam's issue. Why brand they us with baseness, bastardy, base, based? Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops got tween asleep and awake? Well then, legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard Edmund, as to the legitimate. Fine word, legitimate. Well, my legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the base shall top the legitimate. I grow, I prosper. Now, gods, stand up for bastards.
Kent banished thus, and France and choler parted, and the king gone tonight, prescribed his power confined to exhibition. All this done upon the gad. Edmund, how now? What news?
So please, your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? What needed then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing had not such need to hide itself. Let's see. Come, it would be nothing. I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, sir, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother that I have not all over read. And for so much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your overlooking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to detain or give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification. He wrote this book as an essay or taste of my virtue.
Okay. This policy and reverence of age makes the world bitter to the best of our times, keeps our fortunes from till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find an idle and fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny, who sways not as it hath power, but as it suffered. Come to me, that of this I may speak more. If your father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever. Of his reign forever, and live the beloved of your brother. Edgar. Conspiracy. Sleep till I wake him, you should enjoy half his revenue. My son Edgar, had he a hand to write this, a heart and brain to read it in? When came this to you? Who brought it?
It was not brought me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother's?
If the matter were good, my lord, I dare swear it was his. But in respect to that, I would fain think it were not.
It is his?
It is his hand, my lord, but I hope his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never before sounded you in this business?
Never, my lord, but I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that sons at perfect age and fathers declined, the father should be as ward to the son, and the son manage his revenue.
Oh, villain, his very opinion in the letter. Abhorred villain, unnatural, detest, brutish villain, worse than brutish. Go, sirrah, seek him, I'll apprehend him. Abominable villain, where is he?
I do not know well, my lord. If it shall please you to suspend your indignation against my brother till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent, you shall run a certain course, where if you violently proceed against him, mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your own honor and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him that he hath wrote this to feel my affection to your honor and to no other pretense of danger.
Think you so?
If your honor judge it meet, I will place you where you shall hear us confer this, and by an auricular assurance have your satisfaction, and that without any further delay than this very evening.
He cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not, sure.
To his father, that so tenderly and entirely loves him, heaven and earth. Edmund, seek him out. Wind me into him, I pray you. Frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in a due resolution.
I will seek him, sir, presently, convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all.
Oh, these late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. Though the wisdom of nature can reason it thus and thus, yet nature finds itself scourged by the sequent effects. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide, in cities mutinies, in countries discord, in palaces treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine comes under the prediction. There's son against father. The king falls from bias of nature. There's father against child. We have seen the best of our time. Machinations, hollowness, treachery, and all ruinous disorders follow and all ruinous disorders follow us disquietly to our graves. Find out this villain, Edmund. It shall lose thee nothing. Do it carefully. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banish 'tis offence honesty. 'Tis strange, strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil and by a divine thrusting on, an admirable evasion of whore-master men, to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my naivety was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. But I should have been that I am, had the maidenly a star and the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Edgar, and Padon's cue, he comes like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy, with a sigh like Tom o' Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these divisions. Fa sol la mi.
How now, Brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day, which should follow these eclipses.
Do you busy yourself about that?
I promise you, the effects he writes of succeed unhappily, as unnaturalness between the child and the parent, death, dearth, dissolutions of ancient amenities, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against kings and nobles, needless differences, banishment of friends, dissipation of cohorts, nuptial breaches, and I know not what.
How long have you been a sectary astronomical?
Come, come, when saw you my father last?
Why, the night gone by.
And spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Lodged you in good terms? Found ye no displeasure in him by word of or countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rageth in him that which the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain hath done me wrong.
That's my fear. I pray you, have a continent forbearance till the speed of his rage goes slower. And as I say, retire with me to my lodging, from whence I will fitly bring you to hear my lord speak. Pray ye, go. There's my key. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother.
Brother, I advise you to the best. Go armed. I am no honest man if there be any good meaning towards you. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly, nothing like the image and horror of it. Pray you, away.
Shall I hear you from anon?
I do serve you in this business. A credulous father, and a brother noble, whose nature's so far from doing harms that he suspects none, on whose foolish honesty my practices ride easy. I see the business. Let me, if not by birth, have lands by wit. All with me's meet that I can fashion fit.
Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Oh,
Yeah, you can
but
take Oswald.
yeah, you can. Aye, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'll not endure it. His nights grow riotous, and himself upbraids us on every trifle. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him. Say I am sick. If you come slack of former services, you shall do well. The fault of it I'll answer.
He's coming, madam. I hear him.
Put on put on what weary negligence you please. You and your fellow servants, I'll have it come to question. If he distaste it, let him to our sister, whose mind and mine I know in that are one, not to be overruled. Idle old man that still would manage these authorities, that he hath given away. Now by my life, old fools are babes again, and must be used with checks and flatteries. When they are seen abused, remember what I have said,
Very well, madam.
and let his knights have colder looks among you. What grows of it no matter. Advise your fellows so. I would breed from hence occasions, and I shall, that I may speak. I'll write straight to my sister, to hold my very course. Go, prepare for dinner. If but as well I other accents borrow, that I can my speech diffuse, my good intent may carry through itself to that full issue, for I raised for which I raised my likely what for which I raised my likeness. Now, banished Kent, if thou canst serve where thou dost stand condemned, so may it come thy master, whom thou lovest, shall find thee full of labors.
Let me not stay a jot for dinner. Go, get it ready. How now? What art thou?
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
I do profess to be no less than I seem, to serve him truly that will put me in trust, to love him that is honest, to converse with him that is wise and says little, to fear judgment, to fight when I cannot choose, and to eat no fish.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
If thou beest as poor for a subject as he's for a king, thou'st poor, thou'rt poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who would thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir. But you have that in your countenance which I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
Hmm. What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in the telling of it, and deliver a plain message bluntly. That which ordinary men are fit for I am qualified in, and the best of me is diligence.
How old art thou?
Not so young, sir, to love a woman for singing, not so old to dote on her for anything. I have years on my back, 48.
Oh, that's ancient.
Well, wait till you hear how old Lear is. Follow me. Thou shalt serve me, if I like thee no worse after dinner. I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Ho, dinner! Where is my knave, my fool? Go you and call my fool hither. You, sirrah, where's my daughter?
So please you.
What says the fellow there? Call the clotpot back. Where's my fool? I think the world's asleep. How now? Where's that mongrel?
He
He
says
says-
my oh
No, you go ahead, dear.
he says, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
Sir, he answered me in the roundest manner he would not.
He would not.
My lord, I know not what the matter is, but to my judgment, your highness is not entertained with that ceremonious affection as you were wont. There's a great abatement of kindness appears as well in the general dependence as in the duke himself also, and your daughter.
Sayest thou so?
I beseech you pardon me, my lord, if I be mistaken, for my duty cannot be silent when I think your highness wronged.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived a most faint neglect of late, which I have rather blamed as mine own jealous curiosity than as a very pretense and purpose of unkindness. I will look further into it. But where's my fool? I have not seen him this 2 days.
Since my young lady is going into France, sir, the fool hath much pined away.
Ah, no more of that. I have noted it well. Go you and tell my daughter I would speak with her.
Okay.
Go you, call hither my fool. Oh, you, sir. Come you hither, sir. Who am I, sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father. My lord's knave, you whoreson dog, you slave, you cur.
I've none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
You bandy looks with me, you rascal. Ah.
Oh! Help, I'm being repressed. I'll not be stricken, my lord.
Nor tripped neither, you base football player.
Thou but rememberest me of mine own conception. I have perceived a most faint neglect of late, which I have rather blamed as mine own jealous. Wait, have we read this already? Did we just
Yes, it's double paged.
double paged? No, you base football player.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
the
2
fellow-
page 4s, but the second one is labeled page 5.
Yeah. I think the fellow thou servest me, and I'll love thee.
Come,
for being
sir,
that way.
arise, away. I'll teach you differences. Away, away. If you will measure your lubber's length again, tarry. But away, go to. Have you wisdom? So.
Now, my friendly knave, I thank thee. There's earnest of thy service.
Let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb.
Oh, now, my pretty knave, how dost thou?
Sirrah, you were best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why? For taking one spot that's out of favour? Nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits, thou catch cold shortly. There, take my coxcomb. Why, this fellow has bashed 2 zon's daughters, and did the third a blessing against his will. If thou for him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. How now, nuncle? Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters?
Why, my boy?
If I gave them all my living, I'd keep my coxcombs myself. There's mine. Beg another of thy daughters.
Take heed, sirrah, the whip.
True's a dog that must to kennel. He must be whipped out when Lady Bracken may stand by the fire and stink.
A pestilent gull to me.
Sirrah, I'll teach thee a speech.
Do.
Mark it, nuncle. Have more than thou showest, speak less than thou knowest, lend less than thou owest, ride more than thou goest, learn more than thou trowest, set less than thou throwest, leave thy drink and thy whore, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
Who's Kent?
This is nothing, fool.
Then 'tis like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You gave me nothing for it. Can you make no use of nothing, nunky?
Why, no, boy. Nothing can be made out of nothing.
Prithee, tell him so much the rent of his land comes to. He will not believe a fool.
A bitter fool.
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between a bitter fool and a sweet fool?
No, lad, teach me.
That lord that counselled thee to give away thy land, come place him here by me. Do thou for him stand. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear, the one in motley here, the other found out there.
Dost thou call me a fool, boy?
All thy other titles thou hast given away that thou wast born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith, lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly out, they would have part on't. And ladies too, they will not let me have old fool to myself. They'll be snatching. Give me an egg, nuncle, and I'll give thee 2 crowns.
What 2 crowns shall they be?
What? After I've cut the egg in the middle and eaten up the meat, the 2 crowns the egg. When thou close thy crown in the middle and goest away both pots, thou wast like ass on the back of the dirt. Thou hadst little wit in thy bald crown when thou gavest thy golden one away. If I speak like myself in this, let him be whipped that first finds it so. Fools said ne'er less wit in a year, for wise men aren't grown for fish. They know not how their wits to wear, the manners are so apish. Right.
When were you so? When were you want to be so full of song, Sirrah?
I've used it, nuncle, ever since thou madest thy daughters thy mothers. For when thou gavest them the rod, and putst down thy own breeches, then they for sudden joy did weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play Bo Peep, and go the fools among. Prithee, nuncle, keep a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie. I would fain learn to lie.
And you lie, Sirrah, we'll have you whipped.
I marvel what kin thou and thy daughters are. Thou have me wit for speaking truth, thou have me wit for lying, sometimes a wit for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool, and yet I would not be thee, nuncle. Oh, thou hast pared thy wit on both sides and left nothing in the middle. Here comes one the bearings.
How now, daughter? What makes that frontlet on? Methinks you're. He's telling you you get. You'd be pretty if you smiled more. Methinks you are too much of late in the
Ugh.
frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for our frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I'm better than thou art now. I'm a fool. Thou art nothing. Yes, forsooth, I will hold my tongue. So your face bids me, though you say nothing. Mum, mum, he that keeps nor crust nor crumb, weary of all shall want some. That's a shelled peascod.
Not only, sir, this your all licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue, do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and not to be endured riots, sir. I had thought by making this well known unto you to have found a safe redress, but now grow fearful, by what yourself too late have spoke and done, that you protect this course and put it on by your allowance, which if you should, the fault would not scape censure, nor the redress sleep, which in the tender of a wholesome weal might in their working do you that offence, which else were shame, that then necessity will call discreet proceeding.
For you know, nuncle, the hedge sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it's had its head bit off by it young. So out went the candle, and we were left darkly.
Are you our daughter?
Come, sir, I would you make use of that good wisdom, whereof I know that you are fraught, and put away these dispositions of late that transform you from what you rightly are.
May not an ass know when the cart draws the horse? Whoop! Jug! Oh, I love thee.
Does any here know me? Why, this is not Lear. Doth Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion weakens, or his discernings are lethargied. Ha! Sleeping or waking. Sure 'tis not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear's shadow.
I would learn that, for by the marks of sovereignty, knowledge, and reason, I should be false persuaded I had daughters.
Which they will make an obedient father.
Your name, fair gentlewoman?
This admiration, sir, is much a thou savor of other your new pranks. I do beseech you to understand my purposes outright, as you are old and reverend, should be wise. Here do you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so debauched and bold, that this our court infected with their manners shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make it more like a tavern or a brothel than a graced palace. The shame itself doth speak for instant remedy. Be then desired by her that be be then desired by her that else will take the thing she begs, a little to disquantity or train, and the remainder that shall still depend to be such men as may besort your age, which you know themselves and you.
Darkness and devil, saddle my horses. Call my train together. Degenerate bastard, I'll not trouble thee. Yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their betters.
Woe that too late repents. Oh, sir, are you come? Is it your will? Speak, sir, prepare my horses. Ingratitude, thou marble-hearted fiend, more hideous when thou show thee in a child than sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite, thou liest. My train are men of choice and rarest part, that all particulars of duty know, and in the most exact regard support the worships of their name. O most small fault, how ugly didst thou in Cordelia show, which like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from the fixed place, drew from heart all love, and added to the gall. Oh, Lear, 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 beat at this gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out. Go, go, my people.
My lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
Oh, it may be so, my lord. Here, nature, here, dear goddess, here. Suspend thy purpose if thou didst intend to make this creature fruitful, into her womb convey sterility. Dry up in her the organs of increase, and from her durigate body never spring a babe to honor her. If she must teem, create her child of spleen, that it may live and be a thwart disnatured torment to her. Let it stamp wrinkles in her brow of youth, with cadent tears fret channels into her cheeks. Turn all her mother's pains and benefits to laughter and contempt, that she may feel how sharper than a serpent's tooth it is to have a thankless child. Away, away!
Oh, gods that we adore, where comes this?
Never afflict yourself to know more of it, but let his disposition that have scope that dotage gives it.
What, 50 of my followers at a clap, within a fortnight?
What's the matter, sir?
Oh, I'll tell thee. Life and death, I am ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus, that these hot tears which break from me perforce should make thee worth them. Blasts and fogs upon thee, the untended woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Old fond eyes betweep this cause again. I'll pluck ye out and cast you with the waters that you loose to temper clay. Yea, is to come to this. Let it be so. I have another daughter, who I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear of this of thee, with her nails she'll flay thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I'll have cast off forever. Thou shalt, I warrant thee.
Do you mark that, my lord?
I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear you.
Pray you content. Come, sire, no more. What, Oswald Ho?
Ooh.
You, sir, more knave than a fool after your master.
Nuncle Lear, tarry and take the fool with thee. A fox when one has caught her, and such a daughter, should sure to the slaughter. If my cat would buy a halter, so the fool follows after.
This man hath had good counsel 100 nights. 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep at point 100 nights, yes, that on every dream, each buzz, each fancy, each compliment, dislike, he may guard his dotage with their powers and hold our lives in mercy. Oswald, I say!
Well, you may be feared too far.
Safe for them to trust too far. Let me still take away the harms I fear, nor not fear still to be taken. I know his heart, what he hath uttered. What he hath uttered, I have writ my sister. If she sustains him in his 100 nights, when I have showed the unfitness.
Here, madam.
How now, Oswald? What have you writ that letter to my sister?
Aye, madam.
Take you some company, and away to horse. Inform her full of my particular fear, and thereto add such reasons of your own as may compact it more. Get you gone, and hasten your return. No,
Ooh.
no, my lord, Though I condemn not, yet under pardon, you are much more tasked for want of wisdom than praised for harmful mildness.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better, oft we mar what's well.
Nay, then,
Well, the event.
Go you before to what's his face? Gloucester?
Gloucester.
Gloucester.
It's
Go.
Gloucester, damn it.
Thank you, Kent. I mean, KS. I didn't know your Kent. You didn't hear me say that. Go you before Gloucester with these letters. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know than comes from her demand out of the letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there for you.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letter.
If a man's brains were in seals, was not in danger of crimes,
Aye, boy.
then, I prithee, be merry. Thy wit shall ne'er go slipshod. Shalt see thy other daughter will use thee kindly. For though she's as like as this as a crab's like an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
Why, what canst thou tell, my boy?
She will taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stand in the middle of its face.
No.
Why, to keep one's eyes of either side's nose. Then what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did a wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No.
Nor I neither, but I can tell why a snail was a house.
Why?
Why, to put said in, not to give it away to his daughters and leave his horns without a case. Hint, hint.
I will forget my nature. So kind of father. Be my horses ready.
Thy asses are gone about him. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Yes, indeed. Thou wouldst make a good fool.
Take it again, perforce. Monster ingratitude.
If thou wert my fool, uncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
How's that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Let me not be mad. Not mad, sweet heaven. I would not be mad. Keep me in temper. I would not be mad. How now? Are the horses ready?
Ready,
Ready,
my
my
lord.
lord.
Come, boy.
She that's a maid now and laughs at my departure shall not be a maid long unless things be cut shorter.